It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see Zach Wilson as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Barons and the Colts, and it's all up next.
Just a stone's throw from historic Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis. We are at the beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Brooklyn Barons and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, you look at our home side in this one. They know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is not one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put to the test a bit. The big plays in the run game, they haven't been there of late. So maybe that means we'll see them shake things up a little bit. Some RPOs, some touch passes, some draw plays, anything to try and gain a little bit of momentum.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah, it was good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
Give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio is pretty good. He'll try and eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And taken down just shy of the 40. The numbers for him from a week ago. 20 carries, 100 yards on the nose, and a score.
And he has 12 touchdowns on the ground this season, so you know he's a big part of their offense. They count on it, not only to score the touchdowns, but now they can play action, fake it to him, throw it out to the wide receivers, get it to other players who can also produce.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has, and if he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. Dances by him. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a hit and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumble recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Frank Reich here on 4th down is ready to try for 3. This will be a 34-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. A pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They have the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
And we all know the scouting report on him. He can attack the field at all levels with a very strong arm and make big-time plays off schedule. We also see a player with confidence and swagger. We see a guy who knows how to lead a team, who knows how to compete, and wants to be great every time he hits the field.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Play action. It's Wilson. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Wilson. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down. There's Wilson to throw. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 19. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. On second and goal, Wilson caught on a slant. Touchdown! Austin Hooper, his second touchdown on the season. And the Barons are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On second down, it's Taylor. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. It's taken to the 26. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. There's the versatile back, Kareem Hunt, getting set with the rest of this offense for the next drive. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We're watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complementary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Wilson. Swings this out for Hunt. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Handoff up the middle. Hunt. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Wilson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. They'll run with Hunt. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. This defense for the Colts, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win. but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Wilson's throw pulled in by Atwell here. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Now Wilson. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And the Colts are going to have it here at their own 15.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Indy set to go on offense once more. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Hauled in over the middle by Rager. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
It's 2nd down and 10.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Pressure comes and down he goes. John Franklin Myers make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Oh, look at the juke. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Wilson. And finding the tight end Hooper. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Second and 12, operating from the 39. Now it's Wilson. And this one hauled in. Again, it's Hooper. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now, it's Brooklyn in possession. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Here's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
So they bring out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
That's complete to his running back, Taylor. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. And his throw is incomplete. The Colts on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. He'll get this one to Pittman. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Now here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. That's caught. It's Tutu Atwell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 34. That last throw, CD, going to move him even further up that all-time passing leaderboard as he just moved beyond Broadway Joe Namath at 27,663 yards.
And that's impressive because Joe Namath, my goodness, he could throw a football. I mean, it was just gorgeous the way he threw it. Rallied his Jets to a Super Bowl win, one of the greatest upsets in NFL history. Broadway Joe, the man.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And he's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. And not what you want to see this late in the season. The medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Throwing is Wilson. And he will find Atwell. That's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 30. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
A carry here for Hunt, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Wilson. Open man is Atwell, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down, Brooklyn.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5. This is Hunt. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they things out with a 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up
2nd down, another run with Taylor. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. They'll try and run for the 1st with Taylor. And this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
On now to punt. Here's Bradley Pinion. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. 3rd and long. It's Wilson sliding out of the pocket. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. They bring their punter out there now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. That'll be caught. Rager with it. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42. The Colts on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And he'll find Pittman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Back to throw.
7-yard line.
This ball complete to Rager. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
It's a nice completion and a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? They give to Taylor out of the gun. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice ball on the stop. 1-yard gain.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
At the 26-yard line.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. The keeper good for only 4, and that's going to lead to a 4th down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. Trying to punch it in with Taylor, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down, and as a result, possession switches hands. On 1st down, Wilson. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. It's such a costly interception, nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Taylor, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Pete Werner. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now the try here for the point after. And it's 21-3. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Price. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be second in a couple. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And that will be incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. This offense back to work now late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. To the right side, and he's got more complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Again, he finds more. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 3 yards remain for second down. Wilson. He's got Hooper on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
Throwing again here. Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Hunt. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain an 18-point lead.
One of the few things that hasn't gone right in this first half. They had a chance there for late points, but this one winds up off the mark.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Some critical games going on as teams fight for those final playoff berths. Let's get you around the NFL here in a busy Week 16. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And it's the Dolphins who are out in front in the second quarter. The Florida State product, Cam Akers, with a touchdown run. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Carson Wentz has thrown a couple of touchdown passes there. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Trevor Lawrence, 4 touchdown passes. We'll continue on and take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
On second down, right back to Hunt. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 62 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. They'll run with Hunt on second down. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Now meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Hunt will try going up the middle. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. On 3rd down, Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 28-yard line.
2nd and 5. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. After the interception, here's Wilson. And this one is incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again for the 41.
It's 2nd down and 10.
On the counter, Hunt. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Here's Wilson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got Hooper on the short connection, and he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
So they bring out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brought down at his own 6-yard line. A gain of 2.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They'll run again with Hunt. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is good. And the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Fields it right around the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
That's good for a Colts.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. 2nd and 9 now. Looking sideline, and he's going to have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Here's Bradley Pena now as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson, he'll get this one underneath to Hunt. From the gun on third down, Wilson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the first.
We're staring down. Most likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Hunt. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 39. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 85 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 1st down, they go right back to Hunt. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Hunt is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and goal. Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Elijah Moore from 4 yards out. And the Barons are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead. And now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up. And he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to, because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And the Colts now, they're ready to get the football back. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They'll come out throwing here on first down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. That one goes for 24 yards. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. Nice coverage that time by Pete Werner. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Again, he'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll look to throw here. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Here now it's 2nd and 10 again for the 41.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Back to throw here. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. So after the conversion on 4th, here's 1st and 10 just outside of the red zone.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Back to throw again. Hauled in over the middle by Rager. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
5-yard gain on the play. That's good for a Colts.
They run once more with Taylor. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Up the middle they go. Lambert. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now 3rd and 5.
They'll set up a throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So that drive spans 13 plays, and the result for the Colts is a touchdown. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
On second down, right back to Hunt. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 98 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
A carry here for Hunt. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line.
They'll run with Hunt. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Now Wilson. Got his man. And the ball is knocked out. And the Colts pick it up. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
We have seen this before. And we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And the Colts getting ready to go. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll drop to throw. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They turn to Taylor on 4th. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And as a result, possession switches hands. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They run again with Hunt. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Play action. Now Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. The throw over the middle taken in. And they'll work this down inside the 30. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. He'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Back to throw now on first down. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll set up to throw. Dancing to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Bryce Hall. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game. And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. They'll start with Hunt on the ground, and nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. On 2nd down, right back to Hunt. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. On 3rd down, Wilson. They'll go screen here to Hunt, and he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today, and really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them. And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W. So for our visitors, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, this loss really hurts their playoff chances as they drop to 7-8 with 2 games left. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.